Snow here, with a new part of my mine farming videos. Today we farm Outland, or 3 instances in Outland. So yeah, I portaled through to Outland via the Cleft of Shadow and Orgrimmar, flew to the closest point, and then flew to Auchindoun, the Ring of Observation. They're in Auchindoun there is 4 instances, and as you see there I balled the other ones up. I couldn't find the right one, but this is it. Sethek Halls, home of the Arkoa. And if you've been playing Warlords of Draenor, you will have seen the older, friendlier Arkoa, not this weird, demented version that hates everything. Anyways, in here we are searching for the Reigns of the Raven Lord that drops from Anzu, who is the second boss of 3, and he only appears on Heroic. There he is. That is Anzu. We took down Darkweather's synth just before we get in here, so no mount again. While I was here I just thought, I've killed 2 of 3 bosses, so I may as well go and do the 3rd. This is the 3rd. Talon King Ix. The Reigns of the Raven Lord had a 1.6% chance of dropping, but no luck today. So, when we get out, we walk a lot. Next up on our list is Magister Terrace. Now this is different because it's not actually in Outland. It's on a little island called Keldanas that's off the coast of Eversong Woods in the Eastern Kingdoms. But the easiest way to get there is when you're in Outland, you go to Shadrath City, and there you can jump through a portal that leads you straight to Keldanas. This is Shadrath. La la la. And there's the portal, and as I will show you now, we are in Outland, as you can see, Shadrath. So we are now going to Eastern Kingdoms, Keldanas, way up there. We leave out here. So, and there we are, on a different world completely. This is Magister Terrace, and in here we are looking for the Swift White Hawkstrider that drops from Kel'Thas Sunstrider, the quote Lord of the Blood Elves unquote. He is numero uno Blood Elf, but he's not in control because he's demented and he's insane. And also the fact that he's died because you kill him twice, and I will explain that in a minute. But in here are Sellen Fireheart, it's boss 1, Vexilus, boss 2. We're about to see Princess Delrissa probably, right there. And then Kel'Thas is the final boss. The Swift White Hawkstrider has a 4% chance of dropping, which is quite high. It's the highest percentage for this video, 4%. Also, just a side fact, if you're a pet collector, Kel'Thas also drops Phoenix Hatchling, which becomes a rare pet then. I can remember when he dropped it once, I thought, oh, no, I thought it was maybe the mount, not realizing that it's not a fire mount, but sure. He also looks like that because, as I said earlier, You've killed him once, but apparently he wasn't dead. He appeared in our next instance during Burning Crusade, I believe. And then Magister Terrace appeared in Cataclysm, I think. Again, I'm not 100% sure on this because I wasn't about for it. If you had watched my previous video. So yeah, he just magically comes back to life, but he's a bit more demented looking. So that was Magister Terrace. As he said, next up is Tempest Keep in Netherstorm in Outland. This is just a very speeded up version of the flight path because it takes forever to get there. But in here, we're going for one of the most famous and most desired mounts in the game, which is the Ashes of Alar. And it is one hell of an epic mount. You're bound to have seen at least one person fly past with this big yellow bird that leaves epic pink and yellow and red trails behind it and thought, bloody hell, because it is fucking fantastic. I have ran this umpteen amount of times to no success. There are 4 bosses in this raid. There's Alar at the beginning, who I've never actually defeated because the Ashes of Alar drop from Kel'Thas, not Alar itself. There's a Void Reaver, High Astronomer Solarian, and then Old Kel'Thas. Also, another side note, a little pet drops from the Void Reaver. So, I can't remember the name of the pet, sorry, but this is Kel'Thas the first time round, when he's all normal looking, surrounded by his 4 advisors, whom he makes you fight first, which is nice of him. The Ashes of Alar has a 2% drop rate, which when you think about it in terms of percentages, Anzu is a 1.6 drop rate only on heroic, while the Ashes of Alar is a 2% drop rate on any difficulty, I believe. But there seems to be more Reigns of the Dark Lord in the game, more than the Ashes of Alar, which is strange because it has a higher drop rate. But I believe you can buy the Reigns of the Raven Lord on the black market, which is probably why more people have them, or less people. Anyways, that didn't really make a lot of sense. But here we are. Just forgive me for that. It's very late and I'm recording this quite tired, so please forgive me. So after making you to fight his 4 advisors, he decides, I'm just gonna hike a load of weapons at you and see what happens.
Perhaps I underestimated you. It would be unfair to...
And then you think it's over and you're gonna get him, but no. He raises his 4 advisors back from the dead to fight you all at once. How nice. And obviously this is easy as a max level character doing a very old raid, but I would have imagined this raid would have been very, very tricky when it was first live. If you or anyone you know actually done this when it first went live, please leave a comment. I would like to know how frustrating it could have been. Yeah, I'd like to listen and watch videos of people who had done, old raids as they happened. Because back then they were more monumental world events as such, and it would have been cool to be part of that, but of course I joined very late. There you go, what can you do? So this is Kel'Thas becoming a superhuman. massive big guy now. But one hit and he's down. So any ashes? No. Once again we fail to gain the ashes of Alar. Next week then. Crossing my fingers, hope for next week. So once I defeated Kel'Thas, I heartstoned back to Orgrimmar again, cleared out all the junk in my bags, made some pounds, repaired all my armour, and then went to the airship stand, waiting for the Zeppelin stand, waiting for the Zeppelin to Stranglethorn Vale, where in my next video you will see me in the Eastern Kingdoms. So, until then, bye bye!